Good morning and welcome to Monday Morning Coach, where today I'm encouraging you to stop meeting one-on-one. Just stop meeting with your direct reports one-on-one. I mean, every week I talk to managers, to executives, and everybody says the same thing about their one-on-one meetings. They're boring, they're ineffective, they aren't engaging, certainly aren't inspirational, they don't have clear outputs. At best, they're statusing, to which I say, then stop meeting one-on-one. Well, unless you're willing to do two things. Number one, you develop a framework for your one-on-one meetings. And number two, you put a little forethought into your meetings. Now, I know you're busy, and so today I'm going to share what we call the coach approach to one-on-one meetings. This is a one-page cheat sheet available to you for download through the link below. Now, I'm going to hit the 7 key components of this highly effective, engaging meeting, but you can then download this later to read for greater depth. Number one, 5 minutes before, you're actually going to begin preparing. You're going to prepare and be prepared to be present. You're going to go back and look at notes from last week, and then you're going to be prepared to be present. In other words, you're going to put the laptop away, the phone away, come out from behind the desk. You're going to have a very open posture and make good eye contact. You're going to be present with your direct report. Number two, then, in the first opening 5 minutes, you're going to build trust and rapport. We work with human beings. We get results through human beings. We want more than just a professional connection. We want some level of a personal connection. Now, Bill made it really, really easy for me this week because last week he told me he was taking his son camping and fishing over the weekend. So guess what I had made a note to do? Open up and ask him how the trip went. And Bill went on and on for 3-4 minutes. I asked a couple follow-up questions and just had a great time with him, reliving what a great weekend he had. Number three, we're then going to contract with the employee, or we're going to come to an agreement as to what the main focal point of the meeting is going to be. And so it can be in the moment, it can be something that just recently happened. But in Bill's case, I said, Bill, what would be most helpful for you today? And he said, I'm having a heck of a time getting my team to follow through on tasks and commitments, especially quarterly ones. I said, so accountability would be a theme? And he said, yeah, absolutely. I said, great, then let's focus on accountability today. For the next 30 minutes then, I was using a tool called Powerful Open-Ended Questions. Transactional managers that run teams but don't develop leaders tell their direct reports what to do. But when you take on the mindset of a developmental manager, developmental leader, a developmental coach, then all of a sudden you're using tools. And these tools are open-ended, powerful questions. Now, what's a closed-ended question? Hey, did you have a good weekend? Yes. What's a better question? What was the highlight of your weekend? It engages and opens the dialogue for further investigation. So for 30 minutes, I was asking him questions all around accountability. What had he tried? What had worked? What was not working? Had this ended its effectiveness at some point in time? Just who, what, where, when, how, and why questions that drew him out. Why? Because I want to engage and develop his critical thinking skills, his decision-making skills, his leadership skills, and I want to draw those out and develop, not tell him what to do. Next, we identify next action steps. So we always want to have momentum and movement towards the accomplishment of goals and objectives. In fact, it is that momentum that motivates employees. So I began to ask him, Bill, what can we do? So we've explored this for 30 minutes. Give me a couple ideas that something you could do different going forward. He said, absolutely. He goes, I'm going to build a spreadsheet. I'm going to have my staff, their quarterly goals, make sure they're SMART goals and a due date. I said, that's a fantastic start. He said, I'm going to post that in a SharePoint where everybody can get to it and see it. But he said, I had one other idea. Every week, I'm going to go around and read those off, and my staff are going to give me thumbs up on track, struggling, or way off track, need help. And I'm going to hit that in. If they need help, we're going to surround them as a team and help support them. Number 6, we're going to define a positive accountability structure. Most of us need some level of help in order to get goals, certainly major goals, accomplished. So I told Bill I wanted to be part of his accountability structure, and I said, did he have anybody else? He said, I do. I've got a friend that has a similar job in a different company, and we're meeting weekly now for coffee and helping hold each other accountable for our goals. And then I said to him, I'd like to have a little bit of fun with this. You said you were going to have a spreadsheet done by Friday, correct? And he said, yeah. I said, can I call you or text you on Friday at 4:30 p.m. and just say, did you get it done? I said, well, yeah, sure, absolutely. I said, okay, better yet. Tell you what, you get it done, send the spreadsheet to me, and I'll take you for coffee next week. Deal? He goes, yeah, absolutely I did. I said, now, if you don't get the spreadsheet done, what happens? He goes, yeah, I buy coffee. I said, that's right. And then finally, number 7, we're going to close by asking what was most helpful. We're wanting to cement in their mind what was the most impactful statement, or maybe it was a couple action items, but we want to ask them what was most helpful, and that's how we're going to close it. Now, you may notice here too that we only took 55 minutes. Why did we do that? To give them 5 minutes for them to transition to the next meeting so they can be successful. So you may be thinking about getting cadences of 55-minute meetings in your environment, or 25-minute meetings, and giving people 5 minutes to transition. All right, challenge for this week. Number 1, you're going to review the framework for effective one-on-one meetings. Where are you going to get that? To the link below. Number 2, you're going to allocate 5 minutes for forethought. And number 3, you're going to have the framework in front of you during your meetings. Nobody's expecting you to memorize this. If you'll just practice with this, it will become more and more natural, and you won't need the framework in front of you at all. Final challenge, raise the bar. If your company is doing one-on-one meetings, if that's sort of the culture, why not make them effective? Why not make them engaging and efficient? You now have in your hand a tool, a framework to completely change your one-on-one meetings, not only for you, but to set the pace and an example for your department and for your company. So I challenge you with this, raise the bar on one-on-one meetings. Thank you for joining me this morning. As always, it was great to see you. I will look forward to seeing you next week. And as always, remember to make it a great week.